All right, all right, all right, all right. Once again, fitness family, once again, we want to invite you, or not invite you, but thank you for coming out to another great show on another Sunday. Today, we're going to have another great informational show for you. We're going to talk about, as usual, we're going to talk about health, wellness, nutrition, current events, the state of our people in as far as wellness and nutrition is concerned, the state of just about everything that you want to talk about. As usual, share this information if you find this information to be beneficial. Like, love, share. Like, love, share. We would definitely want you to like, love, and share. So today we have one of our returning guests. His name is Coach Tag Cromwell, one of my good brothers, one of my good brothers from out of Brooklyn, New York. But as we all are, we international, man. We national, we worldwide, we on the World Wide Web. So you could check us out anywhere and everywhere. He actually told me he was in the ATL right now, making big moves down there. So, I'm going to just let this brother introduce himself. If you've never heard him or saw him before on social media or saw him with me, I just want him to introduce himself right now. Take it away, Coach Tad Cromwell. Tell the people about yourself.
All right, peace, family. Brother Shonda, you kind of low on my end. I don't know what happened.
Still low. I'm still low.
Yeah, it went back down. But again, my name is Coach Tad Cromwell, founder and CEO of Better Days Ahead Fitness. I'm formerly a fat boy who suffered with all kinds of aches and pains and mental stagnation that comes with being overweight. A lot of times we don't like to attribute it to our mental state of being. However, once I got on my journey of fitness, I started to realize the way I think, my relationship to food, and just how I view food played a big part into why I was overweight. So I decided to go on this journey to better myself in terms of getting educated in nutrition and the human movement system, which we all know is exercise. And then just the mental faculties, how do I respond to stress? Because that has a lot to deal with whether we become overweight or not. And so many variables that goes into fitness, wellness, and sickness and illness. You know, um, that's just the tip of the iceberg of my story.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great, brother. Can you hear me? I'm still low to you.
Yeah, you're still low, brother.
All right. Just you're good right there. Don't move back. All right. Talk closer to your camera. I said you're
I'm
good
sorry.
right there. You're good right there. Talk closer to your camera so that the people can hear the great information that you're saying even better. All right. So I want to ask you how, when did you actually become a fitness professional? And I know you gave a little overview, but what kind of opted you to, dedicate your life to fitness and overall wellness?
Well, my journey. Well, to answer the first question, I became a certified personal trainer through National Academy of Sports Medicine, back in April of 2019. However, I started my fitness journey. This portion of the fitness journey of my life, I started back in, I would say, 2009, 2010. When I started getting all kind of aches and pains in my body, and I was still in my early 30s at that time. And I would go to the doctor, tell them my shoulder hurt, my knee hurt. they would always say, you know, you need to lose weight, you need to lose weight. And this is what I'm talking about, the psychology of being over. From our community, when we see people a little overweight, which is the correct term, you know, we say that you're not fat, you're healthy, you're healthy. We associate with being overweight with health because it means we're eating well, we're not starving ourselves anymore. However, the doctors would say I was overweight, and I'd be like, nah, that can't be it, that can't be it. And I just started reading Men's Health magazine. That's not a plug for them, but it's just the facts. You know, I started reading Men's Health magazine, read each article that I got every month from cover to cover. You know, just educating myself on fitness. Now, mind you, I didn't even start going to a gym yet. I just wanted to know information because I wanted to work out properly. So I educated myself. So even within reading those magazines and publications, I realized there were contradictions within those magazines themselves. Because one doctor would say one thing, another doctor would say something else. So then I started doing deeper research. And after the research, I started I started watching videos, finding out who are health professionals, who are doctors that specialize in the human movement system. And I started following them. And then one of the biggest changes came when I started watching the television show The Biggest Loser. And I was inspired by all of them people's stories, you know, just losing weight, just, you know, doctors throwing away medication because they didn't need it anymore, just because they changed their diet and just their movement system, which many of us call exercise, but just making sure you walk, ride a bike, swim, just moving. Just moving alone will actually help you burn calories and lose fat. But nobody really tell us that. We always think you got to do this rigorous exercise like burpees, pull-ups, and push-ups. Those are for people who are intermediate and advanced. But somebody who just want to lose weight and they don't know where to start, something as simple as walking and scaling back on the portions when we eat foods that we know we shouldn't eat will definitely show you results. And that's just from the beginning stage, you know. So this started my journey, started me on my fitness.
But when you talk about foods that we know that
Again,
we
I can't hear
shouldn't
you.
eat, can you hear me now? When we talk about foods that we know that we shouldn't eat, can you hear me?
A little bit.
When we talk about foods that we know that we shouldn't eat, what exactly are you talking about? Because I read a couple of magazines and it said that I could eat whatever I want, hamburgers, hot dogs, pizza slices with anchovies on it and still lose weight anyway. So I think that's a little more credible. I don't know what you're talking about, but what are you really talking
And
about?
I'm gonna speak to that. I'm gonna speak to that. Give me 1 second. Yes, ma'am.
So
No
what the
problem.
brother was talking about, yeah,
No problem.
what you talking about?
Yes, ma'am. All right. So in terms of the food, in terms of the food,
What they talking
um,
about over there? That
say it again.
what's she talking about?
Oh,
She
nothing,
wanted
nothing.
she wanted she wanted your autograph or something?
Yeah, something like that, right? However, when it comes to the food, a lot of stuff we think is food is not food because you have food and you have what people call junk food, but there's no such thing as junk food. It's either food or it's junk, and we got to be mindful of it. We got to be honest and authentic, and when we, you know, consuming food. Food, when we call food is whole food. What are whole foods? Whole foods are single ingredient foods. Like chicken has one ingredient, that's chicken. Broccoli has one ingredient, broccoli. Rice has one ingredient. Potatoes have one ingredient. That is food. Now, when you start talking about hot dogs, that's junk. Anytime your food has more than 5 ingredients, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because what food is supposed to be for our bodies, food is fuel. And when we see people walking around with fat, that's unused fuel that people have stored on their body because they haven't been moving as much as they've been consuming. And this is what turns it into fat. So yeah, you might find some people that say you can eat what you want to eat, but then you got to be specific in what are your goals. Do you just want to exercise for hypertrophy? Now, hypertrophy is a technical term in the fitness industry, but to the layman, hypertrophy just means looking good. Just means you want muscles. That's it. Bodybuilders exercise in a modality of hypertrophy. That's why you don't see too many strong men look like bodybuilders. You don't see them with six packs and they're not cut up. Strong men. When I say strong men, I'm talking about men that pull trains and
Right.
planes and throw kegs in competition because they exercise for a different modality called strength. So when we talk about what are people's specific goals, we have to be authentic in it. And as health professionals, we understand that most people don't really understand the specificity of goals when you're exercising. So when people tell you you can eat what you want, It depends on what your goal is. Because a little bit here and there, if you eat hot dogs, then by all means do you. I don't recommend it. However, one here, one there, that's your prerogative. But if you think you're going to eat a pack of hot dogs every day and then get the results that you may be looking for, you're sadly mistaken. Because some of the chemicals in these processed foods actually block our body from maximizing its function to its full capacity. What do I mean by that? Certain foods have high level of sodium, which sodium helps build plaques in our artery, which restricts the blood flow and gives us high blood pressure. Now, the importance of the blood flow is blood carries oxygen and nutrients that we eat from our food to particular organs that will need that stuff. But I don't want to get too deep into that and go over people's heads. So no, you can't eat whatever you want to eat if you're being earnest about your wellness and fitness journey.
But what do you mean? I mean, hot dogs, that's good though. That's protein though, right? That's protein. Hot dogs, that's the protein I need.
But how much protein do hot dogs have? Because even when we talk about protein, there's a maximum level you can have and there's a minimum level you have. And hot dogs don't even meet the bare minimum. To get
Right.
the bare minimum amount of protein that you need, you would actually have to eat about 2 packs of hot dogs. Who wants to do that? Because now you're also talking about all the chemicals that I can't even pronounce that's going into your body. One thing I always tell people is the longer the lifespan of the food, the shorter your lifespan in reality. So the longer the food's life exists, the shorter your life will be.
Right,
The
right,
shorter
right.
the shorter life expectancy of the food, the longer of your life. What do I mean? If you got food that expires years from now, then you know that's taking years off of it. If you got, let's say you got broccoli perish pretty quick. If you got broccoli, you know you can't hold broccoli for more than a week. If you got that, that means it's going to extend your life. So, the shorter the shelf life of the food, the longer your life in reality. The longer the shelf life of the food you eat, the shorter your life is going to be. So we have to get reacquainted and re-educated on what nutrition is and proper nutrition. Because we got a lot of gurus out here giving misinformation and we got to be mindful of
Yeah. So I want to learn how to exercise. I don't know, I'm not too versed in, you know, different types of exercise programs. I'm not that familiar with exercise equipment. What would you say would be a great tip for a beginner? A beginner, someone who just starting on their exercise journey to getting active and getting fit.
it. For a beginner, the first thing I would tell you is educate yourself. Again, it all go back to our goals. What are we really trying to do? For most beginners, all they want to do is lose weight and look good. All right. So the first thing you have to do, we're in the information age. Google some of this information, but then consult with a fitness professional. Find you a personal trainer and hire them. But always be mindful as well is that as personal trainers, there's particular codes of ethics that we have to follow. Don't let nobody fool you. There's particular rules that we have to follow and code of ethics. Because in all essence, you're entrusting us with your health and your life. Because I can prescribe an exercise for you that you may not be able to do and increase the risk of you hurting yourself and you'll be in worse condition than you came. So as a beginner, start walking, definitely drink more water. Like it gets no more basic than that. Increase your fruits and vegetable intake and your water intake. Cut back on the cakes and the fried foods and the things that you know you should not have. The Pepsis, the potato chips. I don't care how good they are for you. Notice I didn't say cut it out. Scale back. Because I understand in this position, it's also an addiction. It's a mentality. You get so used to it. And if you don't eat it, your body will go through withdrawals and you start having these cravings. So as for me, a person who was or still is addicted to Oreos, because as a person addicted to something, you take it one day at a time. So every day I got to be mindful of how many Oreos
Oreo's
I eat.
vegan though. Oreo's vegan though. It's okay.
You say because it's vegan, I'm okay. But you scale back. You increase your water intake. You increase your fruits. You increase your vegetables. And as you get more well versed in that, you start to understand that there's a particular time that you should drink water, particular time you should eat fruits, particular time you should eat vegetables, particularly if you're starting to incorporate a workout regimen, even if it's as simple as walking. All right. You want to be mindful of these things. Again, it's all predicated on your goals. What are your goals? Do you just want to lose weight? Do you want to increase your range of motion? We talk about range of motion. We talk about how do you move? Can your arms move in a full circle, or can you only do like this? You know, you want to be able to stretch your limbs all the way out, bring them behind you. This is part of the human movement system. This part of exercise, this modality is called mobility training. So people who do yoga, that's more so for mobility. Yoga and Pilates are for mobility. Pilates is mobility and strength, also known as flexibility, because you want to be able to move your body in full range of motion. Because once you are able to move your body in a full range of motion, you reduce the risk of injury. Like, let's say something goes wrong, there's a fire in your house and you have to run. You may get out the fire, but chances are you may hurt yourself by trying to get away because you moved your body further than it's used to. You may have extended your shoulder or your hip too far just trying to run. And if your body's not used to moving in that position, you increase the risk of hurting yourself. So
Right.
all of this is it's a complex science, but it's simple for us fitness professionals. And our goal is to always assist you in maximizing your efforts on getting to your best self. Because with exercise and nutrition, it's all about health and wellness and being a better version of yourself. I hope that answered your question.
Oh no, no. You completely answered the question. I think you gave, for my opinion, I think you gave the listeners an ample amount of information to go with. It was a great answer
Oh,
because it
brother, it's
wasn't.
still hard to hear. I'm
Can
trying
you
to
hear
figure
me?
out what's going on.
Can you hear me?
All right, all my
I think
volumes are turned up.
I think you're
What you were
just
saying?
turning up. I think you're just turning up too hard in Atlanta or something like that, man. You in the ATL turning up too hard. That's why you can't
Yeah,
hear me, man. I think that's what it
they
is.
turned up out here.
I think you're trying to blame it on me, man, but it's not me, man. It's the ATL, man. I think that's really what it is, man. So, no, I think you answered the question excellently. So moving forward, what do you have going on? Like, say, like someone wants to, um, connect with Coach Tad, man. Give us some of your information on how they can reach you.
All right. Um, I have a Facebook page called Better Days Ahead Fitness where Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I do free workouts. And actually, Friday was the last day, and I will resume back in January, but it won't be so many free workouts. We're expanding and broadening the platform. So, of course, if you're on Facebook, you can always find me on Better Days Ahead Fitness. I have some basic instructional workout videos for beginners, intermediate, and advanced.
We was
All
doing
right.
those
And
free workouts in Flatbush, I may add, man. I came through. I came through. I came through.
yes, yes, you came through the studio. Yes, yes, yes. And on Instagram, I can be reached at Coach Tad Cromwell. CoachTadCromwell. That's how you can reach me. So what I have going on right now is I'm behind the scenes developing the brand, expanding the brand, adding different components to the business because as I embark on this journey of self improvement, because I'm still on this journey as well, outside of just the physical fitness aspect of it, but also the business side running a sustainable and scalable business is a whole nother animal within itself. So just as I approach it with fitness for beginners, educate yourself, be authentic in your goals and just go for it. That's what I have to do to approach this business because I'm a fitness professional, not necessarily a business professional. So I'm spending a lot of time learning, developing the business so that I can always give all of my clients and people who follow me quality information and quality production because as a professional, I think it's always important that we give quality in whatever we do and make our customers as well as our followers feel welcome. You know, we need a comfortable environment, particularly in this COVID era that we're in. I think for many of us, and not to step off for the fitness thing, but I think many of us who grew up in me and Sean Bay's era studied the Illuminati of the 90s, New World Order, and everything that's happening right now. We read was going to happen when we were teenagers in our early 20s. So now that it's here, some of us were mentally prepared for it. Many of the masses around the world were caught up. However, I say we maximize this time to reinvent ourselves. Since the world is on reset, I believe many of us can actually be on reset, particularly if we survive this COVID. And in fact, Better Days Ahead Fitness was founded during COVID. You know, the idea was always there to start the business. So of course I had to get certified and do my due diligence in that area to get proper credentials. But then in March, once it hit, um, I just decided to go on Facebook Live and do a workout for everybody who's suffering anxiety, including myself, because though we knew that this may come, I really wasn't prepared like I thought I would. And I was anxious too, you know, just to see people passing away and suffering with COVID. It was disheartening to say the least. So I decided to go online, try to cheer people up, and do my contribution to the community by doing free exercise. And that's what I did, and it kind of took off. You know, to be honest, Shonda, in the beginning, I thought I would probably have like maybe 6, 10 people would have been a lot to me. When I did it, I had about 100 people. Before it was all said and done, I think my first video had about 500 people like, subscribe, and sharing, having a watch party. And I appreciate everybody who supported me thus far. You know, because like with any journey, you meet some people, you lose some people. That's just the ebb and flow of life.
Yeah, well, like I always say, man, the wellness revolution is now, man. I always say that, and you just took, the baton and said, "Hey, this is what I need to do for my community, my followers, my friends, those who are in need." And you did what you needed to do, and it was successful, because anytime you do something positive that's needed and necessary, man, the ancestors always guide and protect you and move you toward greatness. So with that being said, what's going on this Saturday, right? Is it this Saturday? Tell the people where
Friday.
Better Days Fitness is going to be at this Saturday.
Well, you know what? There is another event going on Friday with Saturday with my partner. However, this Friday, December 18th, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., I will be one of the sponsors in the toy drive. Me, um, the district leader of Coney Island, and another wellness organization, One More Step to Wellness. We are collaborating to do a toy drive at Ford Amphitheater in Brooklyn at West 22nd Street in the Boardwalk. Many people in New York should be familiar with the Ford Amphitheater. We will be giving out toys there. And I'll be doing a brief workout for young people, just young people and beginners, I should say, just to get people acclimated and familiar with the human movement system. Because a lot of times we say exercise, we say
You said the
exercise.
Ford. You said the Ford Amphitheater
Yes, the Ford Amphitheater.
this Friday.
Yes, this Friday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. The Ford Amphitheater. It's Friday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. in Brooklyn, New York. At the Ford Amphitheater. That's West 22nd Street. It's West 22nd Street and the Boardwalk.
Let the people know
Almost all
where
trains
that's.
in New York go out to Coney Island.
That's Coney Island, right? Okay, okay, okay. That's Coney Island, right? Surf Ave
Yes.
over there. Got you. Right.
I have a helicopter overhead.
Maybe they want an autograph or something.
Say it again.
Autograph. Maybe they want an autograph or something.
They don't know me out here. Only a couple of
So what's going on at the? You said at the Ford Amphitheater in Coney Island, Brooklyn. You got the toy drive going on. Well, what does you being a fitness professional have to do with giving away toys? I don't understand that.
people. Because everything we do is all about community wellness. You know. So I'll be doing the physical aspect, but of course the toy giveaway is the emotional aspect because many people have lost their jobs during this COVID. Some people didn't have jobs to lose from the begin with during this whole COVID crisis that we're suffering. So the way fitness ties in is we show people basic movements of the human movement system because many people don't know that when you exercise, you actually um, you release hormones and endorphins in your body that help you feel particular levels of dopamine just by completing the exercise, you know. So it all ties in because we want overall wellness. At Better Days Ahead Fitness, it's not just about physically feeling, physically looking good, but we want you to be emotionally feeling well as mentally. And we're adding another component to it down the line for financial fitness. So I'm already in talks with other financial experts in terms of bringing this information to other people. For some people who follow me on social media, um, they may know that I've done a couple of Zooms on financial literacy, on credit repair, and how to start a business with business lawyers, bank managers, and financial investors, as well as authors. In fact, I have my brother Mbwebe and Shangi, who also participates in the financial literacy campaign. And today is his Earth Day. So happy born day, King. My brother Mbwebe Shangi. He's the founder of Ghetto Times magazine. You can check him out online, all social media platforms. Because
All
I
right.
believe as a group, there's just no one path to wellness. Because we want to be overall healthy. We want to be mentally, physically, and spiritually and financially well. So this is
Right.
how fitness ties into the toy drive.
Right. Well, I wanted to touch on another point. I wanted to touch on another point that you mentioned a little earlier when you spoke about enhancing your business capabilities or or skills, because oftentimes entrepreneurs and people with passion-driven entrepreneurs have a hard time balancing both sides of the scale, right? So you have a passion, whether it's art or fitness training or dance instructing or piano playing, something that really is driven by your passion, your desire, your heart, your emotion, and it's something that you want to pass on and spread on to the world. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs like that or like us have a hard time balancing, the checks and balances, so to speak, because we're so focused on the the talent aspect or the aspect that we're passionate about, that we often fall short on the business aspect, right? And in order for your talent aspect to continue to flourish and prosper, we have to have that business aspect in alignment, so we can continue to sustain ourselves and push this talent and passion on. So I just wanted to say that I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that's an area that I believe a lot of people don't really know about when they not know about, but goes into the whole mix when they're dealing with entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship. So with that being said, I just wanted to say that when you're dealing with small businesses and entrepreneurs, it's definitely always, key, to, compensate the entrepreneurs for what they're worth, tip them, refer them to bigger and more business, or more business, because a lot of times we, because it's our passion, we give people passes, we let them slide, we do favors, and at the end of the day, we still have bills to pay at the end of the month. So I really am glad that you touched on that particular point. It was a major point. um, have you had any problems with people, compensating you for your services?
Um, Truth be told, no. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't because again, as I stated earlier, in terms of when you're on your fitness journey, you have to be authentic in your goals, but not just there. You have to be authentic in dealing with certain people. Now, certain people, and this is what I'm learning, some people are really not ready for authenticity because they're still living in the mindset of the world should be how they think it should be. So I haven't had problems with getting compensated appropriately because I was honest about what my price was and what I offered also. And truth be told, I'm just being transparent right now. What I offer is more valuable than what I ask for because I
Right.
want people to really see the value. Because once people see the value in what you're offering, they will have no problem with compensating you appropriately. And this is where I've been fortunate enough to be blessed because for most people, they know that I do free workouts online. So anybody can log on to Better Days Ahead fitness page on Facebook and find free workouts, as well as conversations I had in terms of nutrition, like dealing with carbohydrates and different forms of fat, because people are misinformed out here. So in terms of my compensation, I let them know, yo, all of this stuff is free. All of this stuff is free, right? However, to get what I have to offer and take you to the next level, it's gonna cost you. And I don't rob the people. I don't charge people. You know what I mean? And truth be told, it's been actually lucrative. I've been grateful. I've been blessed, and I'm humble. So every morning I get up, meditate, pray, and I thank the Creator for this experience of this journey that I have myself. Because what I do want people to understand is I remember the mindset of being overweight, not finding clothes that fit me appropriately, not fitting me the way I think it should fit, not putting the onus on myself in terms of what am I doing with my body that these pants are too tight or this shirt don't fit the way I want it to. So I just decided to start taking control over things that I can control, particularly in my life. So
Right,
I've been fortunate.
right, right. And it's an investment. It's an investment. It's an investment
Yes,
for the people who acquire our services. It's an investment. It's just like any other investment. And the investment in yourself, I believe, and your future and your family and your longevity is your best investment, right? Just like a financial investment for your future, right? If you want to purchase some real estate or a home to add on to the generational wealth of your family, um, then that's an investment. If you wanna acquire a trainer, a nutritionist, a holistic health practitioner, a yoga instructor for longevity of your life and your lifespan, then that's an investment. These are appreciating investments, not depreciating investments, right? So we buy cars, they look nice, but
right.
as soon as you pull them off the lot, you know,
They
it's
lose their value.
it devalues itself. It loses the value. When we buy nice clothes and they look good and we get compliments when um, we put them on, but you pretty much can never, 95% of the clothes we buy, maybe 99, you can never, resell them for a higher price than what you purchased them for, right? But when you're making investments in your wellness, when you're making investments in your financial status, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual status, those are the investments that are pretty much priceless. So I definitely agree with you. So before we sign out, Coach Tad, man, is there anything else that you wanted to say before we move to the end of the show? Is there anything else that you wanted to share?
I definitely want to shout out. I definitely want to shout out my brother Ashe and sister Keisha at Thorough Black Talk. Come on every Thursday at 8 p.m. On Facebook. Again, that's Thorough Black Talk on YouTube. Thorough Black Talk on StreamYard. I definitely want to salute them, and I want to salute everybody in the health and wellness area. I want to salute Sister Tam and One More Step to Wellness. I want to salute Sister Ola and Body Cog Movement. Um, Shout out to you, brother. There's so many people. My brother Claude, Brooklyn 342, Not Enough Studios. There's so many people that are supportive on my journey. Um, it's so many people that I can thank, that I want to thank. You know, people who have assisted me and brought me resources, just been in my corner through the thick and thin. Because, of course, as you say, we're entrepreneurs, and sometimes some people don't want to support, and it's not always monetarily. Sometimes it's just resources. Share with me a resource or two. You point me in a direction, I'll do the walk myself. And however, so unfortunate, some people are just so stingy with the information and the knowledge, as if you're gonna outshine them. But what I do want people to know, that nobody can be you but you. All you have to do is be your authentic self. You're gonna shine regardless. You know. So there's no need to hate. There's no need to backbite. And not saying that's been my total experience, but I have ran into some level of resistance. You know, and it's people you would think would support you, but it's okay.
Yeah, we
It's
don't
quite all
even
right.
we don't even worry about that, Tad. We don't even.
There you go, brother.
Yeah,
You sound great. You
what
Got up,
did you do?
got up louder,
Huh?
and it just went down. That is hilarious. Hold on, let me check something out real quick.
Yeah, man. You got the first version of the iPhone 13. That's why they always had the problems in the beginning, man.
Now this is no iPhone, brother.
That's the iPhone. That's the Galaxy 17 or something like that, man. You got the
It's the
first.
Galaxy 41. It hasn't come out yet.
It hasn't come out
I
yet,
went to
man. So I
2030
don't.
to get this one.
So I don't even know why I did hear like an echo when you said that I sounded better. I don't know actually know what happened to it, but it doesn't matter anyway. So what I was saying to you before is, man, we can't even worry about people that want to withhold information or be negative. Let me tell you something. I often tell people that I, I'm like that horse, man. You remember the horse in the race car, the race show, man, when they got the blinders on the side and they can't
Yes.
see to the left and they can't see to the right. They just see forward. That's it. That's it, man. I'm not looking to the left. I'm not looking to the right. I'm just going forward to the
Straight ahead.
goal, man. Straight ahead. So, and the only people
Yeah,
that
well,
I can see, man,
now
are
I say that
the
because
clients and the
sometimes
people that I help.
I
Go
was
ahead.
saying that because sometimes for some people it can be discouraging, you know, because
Right.
we do this because we want to see other people live their best lives, and you would think people want the same for you. Not saying that's what it is, but this is just in preparation because as people get on the fitness journey, they're gonna start seeing their circle get smaller. They're gonna start seeing people distance themselves because they're gonna be used to the old you, and they're not gonna be comfortable with the new you, the new goal centered you, the you that don't want to drink and eat fried chicken all day. And I'm talking about people who are married to people who you're on a fitness journey, and then your spouse come in with a gallon of Haagen Dazs and some cookies. Like, come on, I know this is your favorite, and this has been what I've heard. People go through that. They're on a fitness journey, and someone they love close to them will try to sabotage. Yes, sir.
I want to eat fried chicken all day, every day. So I don't know about you, but count me in on the fried chicken every day.
Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, brother. I just had chicken and waffles for brunch. But I can do that because, of course, again, it's a balance. As I said at the top of the show, I'm not telling people to cut anything out. I'm not saying that. I'm saying scale back. Because now, sure enough, as I had chicken and waffles this morning, I can't tell you the last time I had chicken and waffles. It may have been months ago, you know. However, this is what's going to keep people on their nutritional path as well. Sometimes you got to reward yourself for the goals that you need. Because when you go on a strict diet, when you just eating broccoli and water, it gets boring and then you get discouraged. And then when you do go see chicken and waffles, you may get like 2 or 3 orders and just sabotage everything. So if you have everything in moderation, you'll be perfectly fine and you still will achieve your goal, you know. So I just had to throw that in there and be totally transparent. Yes, I had chicken and waffles today for brunch.
All right, brother. So I think that the information that you gave was great. I think you put it in a clear perspective. You made it plain, but you also gave the people some information that they could research, and it wasn't basic information. I felt like it was pertinent information. So with that
Thank
being said, we're gonna sign out. But before we sign out, I want you to once again give the viewers and the listeners all of your contact information so that they can log on to whether it's your website, your social media platforms, your email, however, whatever it is that you want to put out into the universe to bring back positive energy. I want you to do that now. You there? I think Coach Thad Cromwell froze up on us or something like that. Did he freeze in the ATL? Family, you decide. Did Coach Tad Cromwell freeze in the ATL? I'm not sure. I think he might
you.
have.
Shambe, can you hear me?
I hear you now. I hear you now.
Okay. Again, on Instagram, that's Coach Tad Cromwell, CoachTadCromwell. That's Coach Tad Cromwell. on Instagram, and on Facebook is Better Days Ahead Fitness. BETTERADAYSFITNESS. Better Days Ahead Fitness. All right.
All right.
Or
All
BDA
right.
Fitness.
All right. All right. And this Friday in
This Friday,
Brooklyn,
yes,
Coney
yes, yes.
Island.
This Friday at the Ford Amphitheater in Coney Island, Brooklyn. West 22nd Street and the Boardwalk. West 22nd Street and the Boardwalk at Ford Amphitheater. We are doing the toy drive. Sister District Leader Deidre Jordan, Sister Tam, and one more step to wellness.
I'm
And of
gonna be
course,
there. I'm
yours
gonna
truly,
be there.
Coach Tag Cromwell and Better Days Ahead Fit. We will be out there from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. giving out toys. So please, if you're in the area, come by, get some toys for the young people in your family. And of course, my partner Claude is also doing a toy drive on Saturday, and that's also in Brooklyn at 470 DeKalb Avenue, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's Brooklyn 342, collaborating with a few other organizations. They will be doing a toy drive. So that's 2 days you have. Friday at the Ford Amphitheater and Saturday at 470 DeKalb Avenue. So much going on in my head. I got to keep mental notes of all this. So again, that's 2 toy drives. So if you're in the area and you got children that may need or may not have an opportunity to buy for all the children in your family, please come by and partake and get you a toy or two
Decal,
people you love in your family.
decal where? Fort Greene decal? Fort Greene?
470 DeKalb. That's Bedford Stuyvesant. That's Bed-Stuy.
Fort Greene decal? Or
No, Bed-Stuy
oh,
DeKalb. The Bed-Stuy
okay, okay, okay.
DeKalb. That's between Franklin Avenue and
Okay.
Clarkson.
Okay.
470 DeKalb Avenue between Franklin Avenue and
Oh.
Clarkson.
All right. All right, man. With that being said, we want to thank you, Coach Tag Cromwell, for stopping by.
Of course.
Sharing information with us, taking the time out in the ATL, man, to chop it up with us, man. Thank you so much, man. And with that being said, we're going to pull on out. Peace.
All right. Family, y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay true. Remember, no matter how hard things may seem right now, there's always better days ahead. Peace, brother.